Join me as I dive deep into the mysteries of ancient history and see if I can uncover the secrets that have been hidden for centuries. Did you know that some Egyptian pharaohs were deliberately erased from history, as if they never existed? Statues smashed, names chiseled away, and entire legacies lost. Ancient Egypt wasn't just pyramids and glory. It also had secrets the rulers didn't want us to remember. You might be asking, why would a mighty pharaoh like Akhenaten have his own people try to erase him from history? It's a great question and one that historians are still trying to answer. But we do know that throughout history, powerful leaders tried to control not only the present, but also the memory of the past. And this practice was known as damnatio memoriae, the condemnation of memory. Pharaohs who challenged tradition, threatened power, or simply stood in the way of their successors were wiped from monuments and official records. But here's the challenge. When history is erased, how do we uncover the truth? Why were these rulers silenced? And what does that say about how fragile our understanding of the past really is? It's me. Welcome to my channel. Let's uncover the truth about Egypt's forbidden pharaohs. It's no secret that ancient Egypt was obsessed with preserving its history. They created detailed records of their pharaohs' deeds, built massive tombs filled with treasures, and decorated everything with carvings and inscriptions. But here's the twist. Sometimes those very records were used to rewrite history. Take Queen Hatshepsut, for example. She was the most successful female pharaoh of Egypt, ruling for over 20 years around 1500 BC. Her reign was a golden age, expanding trade, building magnificent temples, and keeping the peace. But then came her stepson, Thutmose III, who took the throne after her death. He wanted to make sure everyone knew that he, not she, was the true heir. So he ordered the destruction of almost all the records of Hatshepsut's reign. Statues were smashed, her name was chiseled away from inscriptions, and even some of her obelisks were toppled. It's like she was systematically removed from history. But why would a powerful pharaoh like Akhenaten have his own people try to erase him from history? That doesn't make sense, right? Well, Akhenaten was no ordinary pharaoh. He was a religious revolutionary. Around 1350 BC, he decided that Egypt's many gods were a thing of the past. He turned the entire kingdom upside down by replacing them with the worship of one deity, Aten, the sun disk. This new religion didn't just upset the status quo, it threatened the very foundations of Egyptian society. Priests lost their jobs, old ways of life were abandoned, and the traditional roles of the pharaoh were called into question. It was a radical change that not everyone, especially the elite and the priests, were happy about. After Akhenaten's death, his successor, Tutankhamun, tried to undo the damage, re-establishing the old gods and traditional practices. In doing so, he distanced himself from his predecessor, erasing his legacy wherever he could. Tutankhamun's team of royal tomb builders even went back to the newly opened tomb of his father and tried to scrub his name and image from the walls. Here's the kicker. Tutankhamun himself was nearly forgotten throughout history because of his ties to Akhenaten. His tomb was lost, his name was erased, and his legacy was tarnished. It wasn't until Howard Carter discovered his tomb in 1922 that we learned the true extent of his father's revolution and the lengths to which his successors went to cover it up. But perhaps the most shocking mystery of all is Nefertiti. Was she just the powerful queen we know, or did she secretly rule as a pharaoh under another name? Some scholars believe that she became the mysterious figure Smenkhare, whose existence was nearly erased. If true, it means one of history's greatest rulers was deliberately hidden in plain sight. As we continue to uncover these hidden histories, we reminded that the story of ancient Egypt is far more complicated and far more human than the glorified version most of us grew up with. The forbidden pharaohs remind us that history is fragile. What we know today is only what survived, through ruins, broken statues, and faint carvings. Every new discovery brings us closer to truths that were meant to stay buried. So what do you think? Why were these pharaohs erased? Was it politics, religion, or something even deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love uncovering ancient mysteries, check out our next video on the lost city of Atlantis. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because history is still being written.